Good morning, Belton High School. I'm Andrew Clark.
I'm Savannah Truitt.
And you're watching
Cutlass
TV News. The midterm elections are November 6th. With more on the story, Slade Ritchie, Anna Leo, and Sierra Barr.
Midterm elections take place on Tuesday, and Ms. Harrell talks about the importance of being involved as a young person.
Midterm elections is one of the most important elections to vote for because not only are there federal issues on the ballot, but there are a lot of state and local issues on the ballot as well. And so getting out to vote, it is a longer ballot, but there are a lot of important candidates and issues that are going to impact everybody, looking from the federal level, the state level, and your local level as well. They're referred to as midterm elections because it happens in the midpoint of the president's term in office. So a lot of times we have some information that has been gathered in those first 2 years in office that people are looking at to kind of go back to the ballot box now after those 2 years. You don't have to wait till you're 18 to be engaged and involved in politics, and especially looking at an election year, it's an exciting time to be able to get involved. So there's no magic age to get involved. At any point, you can already be attending meetings, you can be volunteering, you can be part of a campaign, you can be actually just very active on social media, because we have seen now that that does have a very strong presence in looking at influencing voting as well, and offline from the online activism is starting to really show up in the polls. We really need an informed electorate. So as important as it is to show up and vote, you need to make sure that you are informed before you go vote. So one of the sites that we have been using in Political Science 210 is vote411.org. And so on that website, you can go in and put in your address, and it will pull up the ballot, and you can go through every single issue and take a look to see the candidates, the actual ballot language, and to be able to go through it before you go vote.
Senior Dakota Robinson is passionate about politics and is excited to vote for his first ever elections.
I am voting in the midterm elections. I just feel like I want to be involved with the community and do my civic duty. Get involved. If you don't vote, then you can't complain about something that happened that you didn't like. So get your voice heard and make sure it's what you want. Make sure the candidate or whatever you're voting for is what you want, and you're not voting for somebody else. Don't vote for other people. Vote for what you want.
For Slade Ritchie, Sierra Barr, Anna Leo, and Trey Swagger, I'm Avery Hobson with Cutlass TV News.
Over 400 kids attended Haunted Hallways on Monday night. Here's more on the event with Chloe Murphy, Catherine Eager, Diamond Simmons, and Jean Powell.
On Monday, over 400 kids attended Haunted Hallways. Sophomore Catherine Eager has more on the story.
I organized Haunted Hallways by, the first thing I did this year was I created a quiz through Google Forms, and then I sent it out to all the BSD staff members, and then they emailed me back the organization or door that they wanted to have. And then I had a paper with all the doors that we could put them in with, and then I set an organization, club, sport, whatever, with each door, and then it was really communication with Miss Fails and like constant reminders of like don't forget candy and stuff like that.
Haunted Hallways has been a project that Student Council's done for many, many years, I think decades actually, and a lot of the students that attend Belton went through when they were elementary age students. It's something that we provide for the community. It gives a safe environment for kids to trick or treat, and gives the Student Council members an opportunity to feel like they're doing something that goes back to younger siblings or friends or family. We ask for a donation of at least 2 items per family, and this year it could be either canned items or personal hygiene products, because we're also going to Giving the Basics and donating those. I think last year we collected close to 1,000 items, so that's kind of the goal that we're looking for again. I'm looking forward with Haunted Hallways to just watching the students interact and seeing all the creativity that comes out with what they're going to do for their doors and how they want to be dressed up, and watching the interaction with the elementary kids. So it's open from kids as little as 4 all the way to 12. So there's a lot of little people that come through, and it's really fun to watch the high school kids interact with them.
For Catherine Eager, Chloe Murphy, and Diamond Simmons, I'm Gene Powell with Cutlass TV News.
This year's fall musical is this weekend. Savannah Truitt, Chana Ostrander, Mason Goffey, and Corey Birch have more on the story.
The Belton High School theater program has been working hard the past few weeks for this year's fall musical, Little Shop of Horrors. Junior Jack Kumarill describes what it's like to play the lead character, Seymour Krelborn.
My name is Jack Kumarill and I'm playing Seymour Krelborn. He's kind of a quirky character. I relate to him a lot because he's very nerdy and awkward and a little cringy sometimes. I'm preparing personally by just anytime I have free time, I just basically look at my script and sit there and just repeat it over and over and over in my head. And even when I'm not on stage, I'll try to act like the character sometimes. Like I'll slouch over and I'll like kind of dart my eyes when I'm talking to people because he's really awkward. I think my favorite scene would be when I'm talking to the plant. After like a few weeks I've been giving it blood, and I've just been feeling like weeped out, and it talks to me for the first time, and it scares my character a lot because I'm like, wow, this plant is talking to me. So then he starts trying to convince me to give more than just blood, and hints at me committing some unlawful acts. And my character the entire time is going crazy thinking about whether or not I should be doing this or not, if it's ethical, or if I should keep, feeding the plant. And the entire time it's singing to me and then I sing back to it. And by the end of it, I get convinced by the plant. It manipulates me enough to make me think, all right, this is the right thing to do. There's a lot of emotion that runs along, from like scared to confused to shocked, all through this one scene, and I love performing it so much.
Senior Mallory Van Meter, cast as Audrey, expresses her excitement about the production.
I play Audrey, and basically she grew up her entire life being pushed around. Like, she has this boyfriend, this sadistic boyfriend, and he like beats her all the time. And so basically she's just really submissive and used to being like pushed around. And then Seymour, he like brings her to light, and he is her savior. My favorite thing about being Audrey is that it's her character voice mostly. I think it's really fun. It's really cute. And I don't know, it just makes her overall character a lot more interesting. And she just has some really good songs. She has like a really strong like belting voice, even though her regular voice is really soft and quiet. I just love the character in the show, and to play such an iconic character is just really fun and exciting. And she's just I feel like Audrey is a part of my heart. Everybody's energy kind of feeds off of each other. As like you get better at your role, everyone else does, and you all get really excited because the scenes are going really well together, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
The show packed the Forum last night at its opening performance, so be sure to visit the Little Shop of Horrors tonight and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Tickets are $3 for students and $7 for adults. With Mason Goffey, Corey Birch, and Chana Ostrander, I'm Savannah Truitt for Cutlass TV News. Due to last week's win, Pirate football will play tonight in the district semifinal game against Raytown. Here's more on the postseason by Robert Thomas, Andrew Clark, Brooke Truman, and Corey Birch.
The Pirate football team is playing in the district semifinal tonight. Junior Kenny Hale, senior Antoine Nunn, and head football coach Todd Vaughn share their thoughts on the season and the importance of the playoff game.
Playoff games are different because it's higher intensity. It's a lot higher intensity. You win, you keep going. Lose, you're out. So. Friday nights are a chance to go out and compete. You get to have fun. You get to make memories. A high would be spending time with the players, building a relationship with them. Lows would be going 2-7, losing a lot. It's pretty embarrassing.
My favorite memory would be when we beat Sedalia Smith Cotton last year, because it was like a high-scoring game, and like nobody thought we was gonna win, and then we won. It was just fun. After high school, I plan to play football in college. I haven't decided where yet, but I'm a major in business management. playoff games are different because in the playoffs, everybody's like 0-0. So no matter the record in the regular season, you can still go to state and stuff, so it doesn't matter. But our highs would be like we won versus Oak Park, like our 2 wins, and then when we came back from like 35-0 to North Kansas City, and the low would be our record.
What is the most memorable moment of the season?
Well, I hope we haven't had it yet, to be honest with you. This is the most important part of the season, so the best memory, I think, is still yet to come. Well, I think the finality of it, you know, you lose, you're done, and what you love to do and is over with, and then that group of seniors is gone, and so it means a lot to you to keep going, and as a coach too, you want them to experience some good things and have fun and enjoy their senior year. So I think that's what makes the playoffs different. I think that we've just kept competing. You know, we've had some good times and we've had some rough times, but we've kept competing. I've really enjoyed watching these guys compete. I thought the North Kansas City game was one of my, I know we lost, but it was one of my most enjoyable moments as a coach because of how we competed. And hopefully the better games are still yet to come too. Well, I love football. I'm passionate about football. So I'm lucky to get to continue to coach, be around a sport that I love, and that my profession allows me to do what I love to do. So, you know, Friday nights have always been special for me, even in high school. And when you miss it in college, you get to come back and do it as an adult. That's pretty special. So.
For Brooke Truman, Robert Thomas, and Corey Birch, I'm Andrew Clark for Cutlass TV News.
Thanks for watching Belton High School.
And remember to tune in next week.
And as always,
Carpe Diem.